about making your life comfortable after your retirement. But before we go on, I want to call on Mrs. Bakari to lead us in opening prayer about
Mrs.
making
Bakari,
your life comfortable
please.
after your retirement. Thank you.
Morning all. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Praises to Allah, the cherisher, and the most excellent. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We want to give him all the praises. As we are starting today's session, we call on you for his protection and for his guidance. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanirrahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim. Ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amen. May he be with us throughout the session and afterward. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Mrs. Bakari. And that was a wonderful prayer from her. Well, since many of you are online, we can still put our hands together wherever you are. People in the house, please join me to put our hands together for Mrs. Bakari for that good prayer. All right, we are moving on. And of course, again, this is Ican, program organized by Ican. And of course, Ican, it's a subset in Nigeria. Let's respect our nation as we take the national anthem. And afterwards, we take the Ican anthem. Thank you. Ican anthem now.
Let's go, Ican fount of treasure, in triumph of banner raised, standing stronger in harmony, building a land together. Dreams of a founding fathers, we are striving to attain. Our counting values that we share through all ages be sustained. Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. Noble Ican, noble Ican, your accuracy we cherish. We uphold your integrity.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And that was the national anthem and of course the Ican anthem. Thank you. And we are getting into the program proper now. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move on, let's quickly, of course, recognize some of us that are here and of course some of you that are online watching us. The program is organized, like I said the other time, by Ican, Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Lagos State Public Sector Chapter. And of course, here with us in the control room, we have the chairman of the chapter in person of Mrs. Akinola Adenike, FCA. Please, people in the control room, yes, thank you. And that's our chairman there. And of course, also here with us, we have the immediate past chairman in person of Mr. Adeyanju Taufik, FCA. You can also put your hands together for him. Thank you so much. And of course, some of the ESCO members that are here, and we have Mr. Jimo, who is the Assistant Secretary. Mr. Jimo Omoni, FCA, Assistant Secretary, is here present with us. Again, we have another ESCO member here seated, and that is Mrs. Raji Feyitola, FCA. You are also welcome. And of course, we also have Mrs. Bakari Ajibola, FCA. It's also here seated with us. And of course, I can see online, we have many of you seated here. If I say I should start recognizing all of you, we have the whole day, but of course you are all recognized. But you have to do something for me now. If you look at the roll call there, I only have a few members, and of course I know we have more than this number. Please, you can quickly put call through to all members of this chapter to join this webinar now. And of course, it's not only limited to our members. Of course, any other person that you think could benefit from this, you can invite them. Like my humble self, I've invited everybody in my office. I've sent the link to them to join us because this is an important topic that will be utmost of benefit to everybody. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's that. We are moving on. And if you check the program there, the next thing I have on the agenda, of course, is to call the chairman to give our opening remark. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the chairman of the chapter, Mrs. Akinola Adenike, FCA. You can do better than that, those of you that are here. Thank you. You are welcome, ma.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, my PSs online. Good morning, my professional colleagues online. And also our season facilitator. I want to welcome you all to yet another session of our technical session tagged Planning Your Post-Work Lifestyle, Financial Issues, Emotional Issues, and Retirement. Reason for choosing this well-debated topic is that from time to time, we need to remind ourselves of the exit time. We are all aware that time will definitely come. And when it comes, what are our own plans individually towards that time? It's not a time to end it all, as in, oh, work has ended. But another work life is also starting. And so we need to get ourselves wary of this so that we can prepare well and enjoy that period of our lives. And so that brought about the topic. So to this end, I would like to indulge you to sit back, enjoy the session. I wish all of us a fruitful and an impactful deliberation. Thank you.
That was the chairman of the chapter, Mrs. Adenike, FCA. Yeah. Thank you so much. Please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for her again. Thank you. And of course, the last time I introduced the audience here, I forgot to actually introduce myself. I'm also part of the audience here. That's the fact that I'm holding the microphone. My name is Oke Aminu Ayodele Oluni, FCA. And of course, I'll be directing the affairs program today. Thank you so much. Yes, we are here now. We are here now. This is the time that we have been waiting for. And of course, the time is now. As you rightly heard from the chairman, the theme of today's technical session is planning your post-work lifestyle. Financial issues, emotional issues, all you need to know will certainly be given to us today. And of course, after you have spent your maybe 35 years in service, or maybe you are caught up by age, 50 years, definitely you have to leave the service. Then what happens after? How do you plan all this? And this is why we are here today. And of course, to do justice to this good theme is no other person than, wow, as much as possible, them together, because it's somehow big. But we're standing. I will definitely do justice to that. I have is a person of, well, of course, I've known him for so many years too. Person of integrity. And what I'm seeing here, he has so many feathers on his cap. Ladies and gentlemen, the person I'm introducing to you is an HND holder, BSc holder, MSc holder, wow, MBA holder, FIPM, FCA, FCPA, FCTI, and of course, thank you. And of course, it's also a fellow, thank you so much. It's also a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm introducing to you the facilitator, Dr. Adekoya Adesanya Augustine. Put your hands together for him, please. Yes. Well, I want you to please sit back. In the next 2 to 3 minutes, I want to call on Mr. Jimo Omoni, FCA, to actually introduce him to you properly, and of course to read his citation. Mr. Jimo Omoni, please. Put your hands together for Mr. Jimo. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. I have the singular honor to introduce our guest speaker today, who is an erudite, a public affairs speaker, and a man of integrity, a fellow of the Institute, Mr. Adekoya Adesanya Augustine, HND, BSc, MSc, MPA, PhD, FIPM, FCPA, FCTI, and of course, FCA. Dr. Adekoya is a researcher, accountant, public administrator, lecturer, and consultant. He was born in Ekpe, Lagos State, Nigeria. After his primary and secondary education in Lagos, he attended Lagos State Polytechnic, Isolo, and graduated with OND Accounting. He proceeded to Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, Ogun State, for his HND Accounting. Thereafter, he proceeded to Olabisi Onabanjo University, Ago-Iwoye, Ogun State, for his master's in business administration, MBA. He furthered his academic education at Babcock University, Ilisho Remo, Ogun State, and graduated with BSc, MSc, and of course, PhD accounting. Dr. Adekoya is a fellow of 4 professional bodies in Nigeria. These are Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Ican, Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, CITN, Chartered Institute of Public Management of Nigeria, CIPMN, Chartered Institute of Local Government and Public Administration of Nigeria, CILPAN. Dr. Adekoya joined the service of Lagos State Local Government Service Commission in 1995 as an accountant and rose to the position of area treasurer, internal auditor, and later appointed as council treasurer in 2003, where he had worked in that capacity in various local governments with the state. However, in the year 2022, he was appointed as council manager / head of administration. He has served in the state in various capacities as president body of council treasurer 2013 to 2022, member Lagos State Local Government Revenue Reform and Rates Standardization Committee, member Technical Committee on the Preparation of Chart of Accounts in compliance with IPSS, IPSAS, and member Revenue Committee of Local Governments. As a lecturer, he lectures at Professional and Educational Institution. At the Professional Training Institution, he lectures and trains students for Ican and ACCA exams for the past 25 years. This spans in institutions like Alpha Tutors, Student Pi, Save Associates, SWOT Associates, and PAT Associates. But presently, he is a co-founder and director at Risk-Free Standard Associate, Ican Tutor Center. He is also an adjunct lecturer in Babcock University and has published over 30 scholarly journals in some reputable publishing institutions, both locally and internationally. In the area of taxation, financial management, public sector accounting, auditing, local government finance and revenue generation, budgeting, and Islamic finance. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Dr. Adekoya, and I believe he's going to do justice to the topic. Thank you.
Wow. Put your hands together, please. You can do better than that. At least you heard who the speaker is. Please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for him again. While he's coming up, please, I was asked to tell you this, especially people online. This webinar or technical session is going to be captured by the larger body, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. That is to say that, of course, there's going to be credit hours. But what we are seeing here, we quickly want to crave your indulgence to please record your name. Yes, let your name, your full name, and of course, you put your membership number so that the secretariat here can capture your details for your credit hours. Thank you so much. Before I hand over the microphone to our speaker, let me also tell you that he has a nickname that I know of. He was my lecturer at Risky, and the nickname we call him is Babalawo. And the meaning of that is, you know, Babalawo, they believe they know everything all. But this, our own Babalawo, whatever it tells you to do before going to exam, ladies and gentlemen, on getting to exam hall, question number 1, is directly from Babalawo. Put your hands together for Babalawo. Thank you so much, sir. You are welcome, sir. Good morning. Good morning to my dear colleagues here present and for those that are joining us online. It is my great pleasure to be here today and to talk about an important topic that cuts across human life, especially people that have found themselves to work. And the topic says planning your post-work lifestyle. Financial, emotional, psychological issues in retirement. However, before we go into this particular topic, I want us to really understand what retirement or post-work lifestyle really mean. And that is telling us that life is about a journey. So is your retirement. Life is paths to death. From the point of beginning to an end. Also, pulling and finally, whether we like it or not, to retirement. Retirement means detachment from primary activities, either in a company, service, trade, or in any activities you find yourself doing. Retirement means that at a particular time, works end. No matter how long you work, the journey must come to an end at a particular time or a date. Retirement begins when a person reaches a particular age or length of service. For example, in Nigeria, you have it in our law that when a worker reaches the age of 60 or 65 or 75, 60 for civil servants, 65 presently for teachers, especially those in secondaries and primary school, and 75 for professors in higher institutions, or after an individual has put in 35 years of service, it is bent to retire. And we have different types of retirement. First is talking about voluntary retirement. This is where an employee decided to quit the service for personal reason. And this reason could be in respect of his age, length of service, based on medical advice, permanent disability, relocation, or due to terms and conditions of employment. We also have what you call compulsory retirement. This is where individuals or workers are forced or compelled to retire against their own wishes or individual expectation. And this occurs due to inefficiency, old age, ill health, corruption, falsification, and indiscipline. And thirdly, we have what you call mandatory or statutory retirement. This is where an employee has reached a statutory age or has put in the normal length of service as specified in the condition of service. If you look at this, when individuals or workers retire, some will say that they will happily retire. In fact, they will be joyful and they want to celebrate that they want to retire. While some will look at it and feel dejected and say, is it time for me to retire? And they retire unhappily. What are the problems of retirement in Nigeria? Today, we have challenges that face individuals when it comes to the issue of retirement. And this can be in two phases. The first one is about pension funds. In Nigeria today, our pension funds are characterized by institutional challenges, such as legal framework underpinning pension administration and withdrawal limits. Today, there are laws that say you cannot withdraw
more than 25%. Although there have been a court case that say 50%, but it's still a challenge. Inability to venture into other businesses apart from farming that faces or a challenge to civil servant. A lot of people has worked for so many years, and the only thing they can do while in service is farming. And this has retarded their retirement opportunities and benefits. Delay in payment of retirement entitlement is another challenge. Mismanagement and misappropriation that we have experienced concerning pension fund in the past, and which is still even happening now. And also lack of institution responsible for career guidance and counseling for Nigeria workforce. A lot of people doesn't have this kind of opportunity to be able to really plan for their retirement because there is no career guidance. And secondly, as per individuals' own, which needs to play their own part in making their retirement, and in most cases, it makes it to be hazardous. Lack of proper planning by workers, inadequate pension education, financial illiteracy is another problem that faces workers, lack of adequate information on retirement challenges in Nigeria. The situation is so distressing that people who are still working today or those that are about to retire are getting fearful, frustrated, and discouraged because a lot of people will feel that what am I going to do eventually when I retire? Therefore, they face challenges which we call financial issues, emotional issues, and psychological issues. When we talk of financial issues, Nigeria today is being affected by high-rise inflation, that if you don't plan well, even the little what you have now, it will become worthless in few years' time. Therefore, you have to look into the reduction in purchasing power on daily basis. You need to plan so that financial issues and retirement can be resolved. Healthcare expenses is another financial issue. Whether you like it or you believe it, when you retire, you spend more on healthcare. How do you take care of your health now? Matters that will reduce the amount that you will spend on your health. Market volatility. Also, any dependence and the style of adjustment, which I'm going to shed more light in the course of my lecture. Running out of money is another financial issue in retirement. When you run out of money, you don't have enough to spend, and it's a problem, which I will share more light also. Legacy planning and longevity risk. When you talk of emotional issue, retiring at early stage is like honeymoon or holiday where you sleep, spend your time more with friends and relatives, read newspapers and play. But after the honeymoon, you are likely to feel depressed, where emotional issue set in. You will have what you call loss of self-worth due to lack of routine. You have been doing something on daily basis, and you find you're just sitting down at home, doing nothing. Depression will come in. You feel bored and depressed due to non-daily routine and activity that add value to your life. And also, you become a grandparent where you babysit at home, and you feel lonely, which leads to stress and isolation. Psychological issue that you're likely to face in retirement is loss of identities and purpose. And you also talk of physical health decline. As you age, your health continues to wear away if you don't take it lightly and carefully. Financial challenges is another psychological problem that we are going to face in retirement. And lack of routine when you don't have anything to do, and fear of aging. Therefore, there is need to really plan for your retirement or post-work lifestyle. Planning for retirement is one of the most important but more difficult tasks for individuals. Planning will allow for much easier life in retirement. When you plan, it means that you want to have an easy life in retirement. The earlier a retirement plan is developed and implemented, the earlier it's actually going to meet the planned goal. To retire and live in comfort requires a good planning. Those thinking that government will fund their retirement, you are just thinking that will not thinking of a thing that will not come to reality, because it is not in all cases that government will plan your retirement. You need to plan your retirement for yourself. And those hoping to enjoy retirement years, a plan and early commitment to that saving is very, very important. Financial security in retirement does not just happen. If you want to achieve financial security in retirement, it doesn't just happen. You must plan for it. It takes planning and commitment. And what do you need to do? It's about money, and that is liquid cash. Ceaseless cash flow is the work of retirement. There are various steps towards retirement and post-work life. Identify your retirement income. When you are planning, you must identify how much are you going to need in your retirement and your goals, the need, and outline the steps that you need to take now for you to achieve that. Create savings and investment plan. Invest in assets and not liability. Today, a lot of people invest in liability rather than to invest in assets. Assets are things that will bring income to you. Liabilities are things that you continue to spend money upon and drain your resources. Look forward into the future. Planning will allow for much easier life in retirement. Start saving, keep saving, and stick to your goal. That is, put money into individual retirement account. You must think of your tomorrow and you must plan towards it. Consider basic investment principle to reduce risk and increase income. Investment means changes over time and knowledge. Don't touch your investment saving, even when you change job. A lot of people, because they change job, because they have one event or the other, they will say, let me borrow from me. It's easy to borrow from your saving, but it's difficult to replace. Many individuals at the verge of exit are not confident about their future retirement. They are faced with emotional, financial, and psychological issues. A major factor to this is lack of confidence that can be attributed to the absence of good retirement plan. When is the best time to start planning for your retirement? A lot of people will say, when can I start? There is no better time than right now for you to start your retirement, to plan towards it. It is now, and now. No better time. You can never be too young for planning for life after post-work. Some will say, I am young now, but it's never too late. You just have to start now. Keep procrastination. That is the syndrome of putting it to tomorrow. And this is what makes people to work for so many years. They keep on postponing. What they're supposed to start now, they keep on saying, I will do it tomorrow. I will do it tomorrow. Have self-control and discipline. Lack of discipline and self-control deter saving. If you cannot control yourself, you will not be able to save. I want you to know that nobody can plan your retirement for you. It's only you that can do it for yourself. Long-term planning is great and good to achieve those goals. There are a few benefits. When you plan your retirement, enjoy your retirement logical, physical, mental, and financial balancing. And that is where you see people that has really planned for their retirement. When it's time for them to go, they were joyful, they were happy. But when you don't plan, they feel dejected, they feel rejected, and emotionally and psychologically they have issues. It is a great way to take advantage of compound interest and time value of money. What 1 naira can do today, in the next 2-3 years, 10 naira may not be able to do it. But when you plan and invest now, that 1 naira will become something for you tomorrow. Achieving your retirement goal, well, we advance means you can choose to retire earlier than. So in the service, you will see a lot of people that even before their age or length of service, they will say, I want to go and do something on my own. Why? Because they know that what they are planned for their future is better than them to continue to stay in the service, where some will continue to work and until they force them to go. Retirement planning should include: 1, determine your time horizon. Your time horizons fall under 2 aspects. It's aspect of your age and your length of service. When we talk of your age, everybody knows when he came into this world. And by your age, you must know when is the appropriate time to retire. According to the law, it's 60, 65, 75, whichever category you fall into. Therefore, for you to plan towards it, you must think of what you can do to be able to prepare your budget need when you retire. You may need at least 70 to 90% of your pre-retirement income to meet your goals in retirement. When you talk of date of birth, like I said, we all know when we came into this world. For example, somebody that was born in 1964, by next year, which is 2024, you will be at the age of 60 years. You know that you are going. Nobody needs to tell you. By now, you should know. If you born in 1969, it means you are 55 years by next year. And you will leave the service in 2029. Whether you like it, you can't change that figure. You can't change that calendar. For somebody that was born in 1983, will be 41 years next year, and is going to leave service in 2043. So when you know your age, you should know when you are going to leave the service. Other aspect of time horizon is your date of employment. When do you actually join the service? Some will say, I am cut off. Why do you wait to be cut off? Are you telling us that you don't know when you came into the service? If you joined the service in 1989, by next year, January, you will be 35 years in service, which means that in 2024, you will leave the service. If you came in 1994, you are 30 years in the service. By 2029, you are going to leave the service. If you came into the service in 2008, you are just 16 years old in the service, and you are going to leave in 2043, which means by this time of date of employment, you should be able to plan your retirement. You should know when you are going to leave the service. The second one is to determine your retirement spending need. When you determine your retirement spending need now, it gives you the opportunity to really plan for your retirement. Calculate how much you need to save for retirement and start in earnest. Your post-retirement spending habit will help to determine the required size of relevant portfolio. At times, annual spending will amount to 70 to 90% of your pre-retirement income to maintain your standard of living when you stop working. It has been established that 70 to 90% of your annual income will be required when you stop working. And remember, when we say stop working, there is no room to get a lot again. Salary is no more coming, but your expenses will not stop. What you incur money upon will not stop. You can only minimize or reduce. Therefore, it has been established by 70 to 90% of your present income will be needed at the point or when you retire. How do you plan for such an income now? This could be erroneous, where there is a mortgage or loan to settle. And we will look at it that I said there is, when you need to retire, you should run away from servicing of debt, which I'm going to talk about. Some expenses such as healthcare may be higher later in life, while others such as commuting and clothing costs may decline. So we need to ensurely look into this and plan well. What you spend will depend on how you live during your retirement. Take charge of your financial future. If you expect to travel widely, for example, your projected cost might even be higher while you are still working. Plan for it now. Thirdly, is to start keep saving, and stick to your goal. Saving is a rewarding habit. Some will say, I don't know how to save, but you must learn how to save. Make saving for retirement a priority. Saving for retirement is a habit we need to abide and live with. Join cooperative society, open a saving account, start saving, keep saving, stick to your goal. It is never too late to start. Put your saving in different type of investment. It's not only just to save. You must think of where to put such a saving because of the time value of what? Money. Asset investment is better, not liability. I have mentioned that assets are income generating kind of investment. Liabilities are those things that you are going to put money in and continue to drain your money. Some will say, how can I save? Your saving could be daily, weekly, monthly, and so on and so forth. I mentioned at a forum like this that some of us, if we should call MTN, Airtel, Glow Column, Glow, and to print out your recharge account, some will be surprised how much you are putting in there because you are putting in 500, 1,000 naira. It's the same way when you save. If you save 100 naira per day for 365 days, in 12 months it will be 36,500. In 5 years, 182,500. In 10 years, 365,000. In 15 years, 547,500. Remember, we are talking of planning for retirement. If you save 500 naira per day, in 1 year, you are going to have 182,500. In 5 years, 912,500. In 10 years, 1,820,000. And in 15 years, 2,737,500. If you save 5,000 naira a day, in 365 days, you are going to have 1,825,000. In 5 years, 9,125,000. In 10 years, 18,250,000. And in 15 years, 27,375,000. Just because you are saving and you are putting money aside. But it's a difficult thing for some of us to do. When you save, it's not enough just to put the money there. You must think of investing the money. What can you use so that you can get the benefit of time value of money? Create multiple income stream. That is, create additional income stream to bring in cash, which could be used to boost your investment now and supplement your retirement later. Don't wait until you are ready for retirement to figure out what you want to do. Figure it now and start in earnest. Some will say is when I retire, I want to think of what to do. It's erroneous. You have to think of it now, pursue it now, and begin to do it now. This could be achieved. Look at yourself. What skill does God deposited in you? There is no individual without one skill or the other. If you are good in writing book, why don't you start it now and begin to write books that you can sell and bring income to you? You can venture into small-scale businesses, farming. Even politics is a business today. Join them in your locality. Who knows tomorrow? Even when you retire, you can be appointed as the commissioner. You can be chairman of a local government. You can be supervisor in local government. You can be SA to the government. You can become political appointee. But if you don't join them, they cannot remember you. Also, attend spiritual college. You said, yes, I'm spiritual, either a Christian or a Muslim. Today, we have pastors that people work as a pastor. People work as an imam. If you are gifted in that direction, why don't you go and enlarge your knowledge so that you can be productive? The essence is that when you retire and you are a pastor in a church, they will take care of you. They will give you money, and your financial position will be boosted. Or you are imam, you are in charge of a particular month, they will take charge of you. But if you don't plan for it now, tomorrow you cannot be in that shoe. Skill acquisition can bring additional income. Today we are in IT period. Why don't you go and learn as an accountant? Or you are working. Why don't you think of what can I do? You can sit down at home and make millions. You can be in Nigeria and working for people in other countries because of ICT. Also, ladies or men are going to MC, Alaga Iduro, Alaga Ijoko. At weekend, you make your money. You can learn those ones to bring money for you. Catering service today. Nobody wants to do things on their own. They want to firm it out. You can learn catering service, fashion designing as a woman, as a lady, so that when you retire and you begin to do all those ones, it will bring more income. You can also invest in bond shares and life insurance. Some are working for so many years. They cannot boast of one share. When you invest in a company, your money will continue to work for you. And when you retire, you will be getting dividends. And even when you want to sell your share, there will be what you call capital appreciation. You can buy bond. And when you retire, you will get the money with more interest on it. You can also invest in real estate, real property, buy land. Don't think that you want to wait and buy land in the city. Go to rural area, buy land there, and wait for so many years. You will see that the land that you bought for 5,000 naira today, 100,000 naira today, in 10, 20 years, you can sell it for 10 million, 15 million. When you retire and you dispose of such a land, you have money to start a new life. So when you buy into that, it makes life better for you. Even the land you purchase, you can lease it to people to use, and you will be getting rental on them. Even if the place is bush, it's not developed, people can farm on it, and they pay you rental money on those land. You can also invest in real estate. So you can generate passive income as your rental property will work for you even when you are sleeping. Fifthly, maintain a good financial comfort. Financial comfort refers to being able to manage your life in a satisfying and fulfilling way using the financial resources that you have. Financial discomfort contributes to retirement stress. Then your financial plan becomes a negative rather than a positive. When you don't have money in retirement, it leads to stress. And that is why you hear of so many people having stroke when they retire. Many people die early in retirement. It's because why? There is no financial comfort. One good way to look at your financial institution in this next life phase is to think about 3 buckets. While you are working now, you must think of 3 buckets. And what are these buckets? That you have to keep filled now in order to achieve financial comfort when you retire. The first bucket is what you call essential bucket. Essential bucket, which will pay for all your basic needs. You must set it aside. That's what you call essential bucket today, and put it aside. That your basic need when you retire, this essential bucket will be able to take care of them. Your lifestyle bucket will fund those fun things that you dream of doing in retirement. That is about lifestyle. You want to be traveling abroad, you must set aside the money now. You want to live in Banana Island, you must set it aside now. You want to be going to club when you retire, you must set aside. You must have that lifestyle bucket and also your nest egg. Your nest egg bucket will fund emergency that may arise. Because a lot of people don't have nest egg bucket. When emergencies arises, they don't have where to fall into. And that is it brings emotional, psychological, and financial issue to them. And it's a challenge in all cases. Number 6 is to think about where you want to live in retirement and plan your post-work lifestyle. A lot of people say they were living in government quarters, rented house, but they never thought of where they are going to live when they eventually retire. Where are you going to spend the rest of your life when you exit from work? So it's not ideal. It's not good after working 35 years and not to have a place to rest after retirement. Design where you want to spend your time on retirement. Have what you call a personal house. It's not compulsory that it must be in the city. Even if it's your village, no problem, have it there. Even if it's a rural area, no problem, have it there. It's better to call that place your home than to be thinking of paying annual rent. It's a disaster when your landlord begins to knock at your door and you don't have money to pay for rent. But what you call your home, nobody is coming to live. Do you want to stay in your country home? Then move to an adult living community. Move closer to your family member. Some will say, I don't want to go to my village. They will kill me. Who said you cannot be killed from anywhere? It's only God that can guide you. So if you want to go back to your hometown, there is nobody that has no one village or the other. So go back to your village and prepare your retirement. Be
2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2.
So you ensure that you pay off any debt, if possible, before you retire. It's not ideal that when you retire, that is the time you will be servicing debts. No, if you have any debt, ensure that this debt is actually set off before you retire. Curb new debt by paying cash for new or major purchases. Buy what you need and not what you want. A lot of people buy what they want. It's not what they need. There are two different things. What they need are essential things to you. What you want are witches. Buy what you need. That will satisfy you now. Not what you want that you will just put in and you will not be using. And this will minimize the amount of retirement income that will be spent on interest payment or offsetting of debt obligation. Number 9, plan to live safely in post-work period. The older you get, the more you realize you are not invisible as you may have thought while you are younger. A lot of people, as you continue to age, you find out that things that you love to do before, you will find it difficult to do. But there are a lot of little things we can do to make our home and surroundings safe and more senior-friendly. Be security conscious and plan to live in a safe environment. In Nigeria of today, you must plan where you want to stay, and the place must be safe and in a serene environment. Maintain general alertness regarding our surrounding is important. When it comes to basic things of security in your environment or community, be involved. Don't retire and say, I don't want to join them within the community. Associate with them. Go with them. Hold meeting with them. Know what happens in your environment. And this is the right time you can start doing that. Join age group in your community to socialize and keep talking. Prepare your relationship for retirement. This is talking about marriage, about husband, about family. In retirement, plan to continue to be important to make time for both. Although, as a husband and wife at home, you must have lived for so many years. But I want to tell you that you might not know 100% character of your wife or your husband. But when you want to know, it's when you eventually retire. And you must learn about it now. It is difficult to understand the reality of sharing your life as retirees. So what you plan now, you must plan how are you going to live together when you retire. Until you are together 24/7, you'll be able to know who is that woman or who is that man. And as a man, the only thing that can make you to be man at home is when that liquid cash continue to come, continue to roll. They continue to ask and you continue to give. And as a woman, even the ability to play your womanly role at home at the time of retirement is so important. Prior to retirement, you experience shared interest as well as an individual pursuit. The husband says, I want to empower myself. The wife says, I want to empower myself. That could be a problem before retirement. But one thing is that if those goals are actually pursued, at the point of the days of retirement, it will be beneficial to both. Agree upon who will retire first. Help both parties to prepare for the future. When the husband and wife are working, we have said your age, your length of service will determine who go first. If two of you are to go at the same time, or the man is to go first, or the woman is to go first, it's avenue to plan now so that the retirement of both and the family will be joyful. Open communication is important to avoid conflict and misunderstanding down the road. Understand healthcare issue is number 11. More than 80% of today's retirees say health is the most important ingredient for a happy retirement. No active work, no going out, but what you need is your head. Today, you are working, and where you are working, you don't go on leave. You are there on Saturday. You are there on Sunday. I want to tell you that you should be mindful of your health on retirement. I can jump, I can run, I can do all things. If without me, nothing will move. Think of your retirement. Your health matters. Meaning that majority value good health, even over financial security. So you must value your health at retirement. Don't overstretch yourself now. Don't overwork yourself now. That when you eventually retire, you will not see issues. Therefore, the best retirement plan involves not just your finances, but also to stay mentally, psychologically, and physically healthy in retirement. So you must think now. Don't allow them to say you are Superman and they can use it from morning to evening 24/7, and you say, yes, my God love me. I am the champion. Without me, nothing will move. Think that when you retire, your health issue, your health matters. Don't overwork yourself when in active service. You cannot finish the job. Create time to rest and relax. You can't. The job you are doing now, somebody have done it yesterday. You are doing it today. Somebody else will do it tomorrow. Therefore, you must ensure that you cannot finish the job and you create time to rest and relax. Gardening, walking, sweating, eating healthy are proven way to stay physically healthy. As you are working now, create time to garden, create time to gym, create time to eat good food, create time to socialize, and all this one will energize your head and prepare your health for retirement. Guard what you eat and drink now. This may affect your health in retirement. A lot of people eat anyhow. They drink anyhow. But whatever you are eating now, whatever you drink now, remember that when you retire, it might either have positive or negative effect on your body and your health. Planning to stay vital, having a purpose, and challenging yourself mentally are great ways to maintain your mental health. In conclusion, retirement planning at times is being neglected by many. At able to spend now and enjoy rather than to save now for long-time goal retirement. Many will say, whatever I have now, I want to spend, I want to enjoy, and there is no time for me to plan for my retirement. Whatever you enjoy now, whatever money you waste now, when you retire, I hope you will not regret that action. Good planning will enhance better retirement experience. You need to get ready now, psychologically, physically, mentally, and financially. To retire and live in comfort, planning is essential. So plan now to retire well. The best way to ensure continuous financial freedom and financial security, regardless of your age of retirement, is to have a solid retirement plan. You must have has to be taken care of. Government should come up and allow us to be able to do some other things, especially at our leisure time. Employers should assist the employee to acquire pre-retirement skill suitable to their capacity upon retirement. And I think the government is doing that now, where they gather people that have few years to retire to undergo some training, so that it's training that will make life better for them in retirement. More social safety net scheme should be provided for the aged, sick, poor, widows, and individuals. Banks and insurance companies should provide attractive and special interest investment products for retiring public servants, so that they will be able to have fun to start a new life. Pension fund administrators should minimize delay in the payment of retirement benefit. There is no point waiting 1 year, 2 years after retirement. You are still expecting your pension to be paid. Bureaucratic system of operation for assessing old scheme bond and entitlement should be eradicated. Extant law on withdrawal policy should be looked into and be beneficiary to the retirees. The present condition where you can only take 25% of your saving after retirement should be looked into, although there has been a court case that says that you can take 50% now. But the law has not really been changed. According to section 16 subsection 2 of the Act, it only stipulated that when you retire, you can take 25% of that money at the age of 55. And in 2024, this will be increased to the age of 57. But we are saying this act could be changed and allow it better from 25 to 50 or even 75. So these are recommendations. I want to thank you all for listening. God bless you. God bless you. And God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. I can continue to say thank you and thank you so much. Yes, we can allow you to have your seat for a while we entertain questions from our participant here. Ladies and gentlemen, you will agree with me that our scholar here, our doctor here, has actually done justice to this topic. Wow, while he was delivering that lecture, ladies and gentlemen, I have a full notes here. I have full notes, and I'm so happy that I'm part of this lecture today. And I'm too much sure that you also enjoyed this lecture. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Dr. Adekoya Adesanya Augustine, FCA again. You can do better than that. Okay, I can say something. Those of us participating online, you will do me a favor. Please go to, there is an icon on your phone. I also want you to clap for our doctor. There's an icon on your phone. Can you see it? Just click where you have reactions. Yes, I'm clicking my own, and you can see I'm clapping now. Please begin to clap. Yes, thank you. I can see some of you doing that. Yes, thank you. You can clap or give thumbs up. Thank you so much. All right. While you are doing that, we have to entertain questions. Of course, while he was delivering this lecture, maybe you have some areas that you want him to, like they say in local parlance, touchlight, where you want him to give much clearance. We'll give you time to do that now. But before we go into that, I sincerely want to recognize the attendance or presence of some of our directors in the Lagos State Public Service. Of course, we have online Director of PDVD, CPDV, Mrs. Tifashe Iyabo. We recognize Sima. Thank you for joining us. And of course, we also have Director M&I here with us, Mr. Mahmoud. We also recognize you. Thank you so much for coming, sir. And of course, we also have our past chairman also with us, and that is Mrs. Bola Odubore. We can see you, and we also recognize you. Thank you so much, ma. And again, we also have in our midst online joining us to attend this great lecture is Director of LIRS, Mr. Tijani. We can see you. We recognize you, sir. Thank you so much for coming. Yes, it's question time. We want to entertain questions now. And how do we do that? Before we come to the participant here, live participant here, let's recognize you online. So you can actually do that by showing your hand electronically, raising your hand electronically. Like I was telling you the other time, the icon is there. Please raise up your hand if you have question to ask. I'm waiting for your question. And of course, in the house, if there's anyone here that also have question to raise, we have to entertain you, bring you on board to ask your question. Ladies and gentlemen, please, as for me, there's a question. All right. Do you want to ask question or the question was raised? Let me see. In the chat box. Okay. Yes, I can see one. Of course, it's coming from secretary, the secretary to the chapter, Mrs. Toyin Suarao. Do you want to take all the question at once, sir? Okay, so you can take the question. The question says, what percentage of savings can be deducted immediately after retirement, and at what age? That's a question from there. I'm waiting to take more of your question. And if you are asking question, you can also raise up your hand electronically. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, you agree with me that justice has been done to this topic. While he was giving the lecture, he told us, please, you have to plan very well. You have to plan very well for your retirement. And what's the time to plan? He said, now. He went on to say, now. When again? Now. Please, you have to discipline yourself before you retire, and of course, when you retire. Know your time of rising. Of course, by now you know your age. Your age will determine. By your age, you know when to retire. And the length of service too. You know when you join the service. Of course, you know when you are to retire. Of course, you begin to think of what to do. Not when you retire. Begin to think of what to do now before you retire. Determine your retirement spending when you retire. Know how you spend. Don't do what they call in our language, begin to do that now. And there's something he said that struck me a little, and that is he actually gave us an analogy that if you find your time to go to your network people, MTN, Glo, and what have you, tell them to do a printout. Tell them to do a printout of your the amount you spend on your recharge cards. You'll be amazed with what to see. But I have also made up my mind, listening to that, what I have intention of doing now, going forward. As I'm buying a 1,000 naira recharge card, I want to do a saving plan of a percentage of that 1,000. So if I want to buy a 1,000 naira recharge card, that means I must have 1,005. As I'm buying that 1,000, I'm also saving. So I want to see what that one will come out to. Another question, sir. I have another question from Abe Omotayo. Abe Omotayo is thanking you Thanks very much to our facilitator. Highly educative and clear view, erudite presentation. Okay, it's just a commendation. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we are well grounded and satisfied with the deliverables of this lecture. So if there are no questions except the one that has been asked, I sincerely want to leave the stage now to invite our doctor to answer that question that has been asked. Doctor, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. The only question put before me is asking about the amount that can be withdrawn from your pension fund. As I said in the course of the lecture, that going by the present acts, which is if you check section 16, subsection 2 of the act, it says not exceeding 25% of total amount credited, meaning that the law stipulated that you can only take 25%. But in recent time, somebody took a pension to a court, and that is through Sigma pension. And the court rules that the Sigma pension can pay such an individual 50%. But that is not what the law says, it's the court ruling. So, and I think at the National Assembly, people have been agitating for review of these parts of this section of the law, so that the withdrawal can be between 50 and 75. So that is the position. And the age, according to the Act, is talking about 55, and it says it will increase to 57 in 2024. So people are of the opinion too that this also can be reduced, because a lot of people can decide to even retire before 50 years. And when they retire and they have their pension fund, they don't need to wait until to get to the age of 55 or 57 before they can withdraw what belongs to them. So the issue has been taken to the Assembly, the National Assembly, to be looked into, so that this matter can actually be resolved. But the position of the law as of today say 25, and there was an existing court law which engaged on 50%. So until these two situations are harmonized, then we can now say we have a standardized percentage that can be withdrawn when an individual retires. And that is the essence of this lecture, that this is just one aspect of your plan for retirement. Rather than even thinking of this pension, why don't you plan ahead of your own tomorrow, of your own future, so that you have enough things to fall upon when you retire, rather than keying until this one come to reality. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Doctor. God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, please, we are almost getting to the end of the lecture today, but we want to ask that you again give a round of applause to Doctor for the lecture. Please take along with you. I sincerely want to thank the ESCO of the Institute of Chartered of Accountants of Nigeria, Lagos State Public Sector, for putting this thing together. And of course, like I said, I, as a participant here, I've also gained a lot. And I've made up my mind to follow every bit, everything everything Doctor had said here. Of course, my time horizon, of course, I know my age. And I know when I join the service, definitely I will imbibe that. I will imbibe that. And of course, you also told me that I should plan. I will start planning, even though I have some already. Okay. But I've also imbibed what you have said. I will determine my retirement spending now, not when I retired. Please determine what you will spend when you retire. And you determine that now. Now. You determine that now. Then you also said I should keep saving. Keep saving. Keep saving. Yes, it's somehow difficult to save, but you have to save. You have to save. Don't allow government, don't allow your employer to plan your retirement for you. Yes, they will plan your retirement. Like you said, you are only allowed to withdraw 25% of your retirement savings, retirement savings. But in addition to that, you also have to keep on saving. The recharge card analogy that I gave you, please, let's also imbibe. As you are buying your recharge card, think of how much you will have spent in a year. Also take a fraction of that amount as a savings to your own thing too. Of course, think of what to do now. And the most important thing that I got also from here is Doctor also showed us numerous investment that you can go into. As a civil servant, of course, you are allowed to go into farming or agric business. But in addition to that, there are so many other things that you could do. Agriculture, farming, politics. That one is so interesting. If you are not part of them in politics, definitely you will not get anything. While you are still in service, well, you can play a small politics. So by the time you retire, no one knows. You could also be called upon to do something for them. Skill acquisition. Doctor, you said something. Skill acquisition. He said something. Well, everybody is endowed with a skill that God has given to you. Try to locate it. Try to find it rather than going for a paid job or anything after retirement. Bring out that skill. Bring it out. And of course, whatever you can do without being coerced can also fetch you money. ICT is there. Internet is there. These are our youths again. You know what they are getting from the internet. Please think about all this. Real estate is also there. Once you are savings, you are not only savings to keep your money lying fallow there. Invest that money into something. And of course, you have to maintain a good life. Maintain a good life. Maintain a good life. Okay? Keep fit. And of course, so many other things that you said we should do. We develop an asset allocation strategy and stick with it. Downsize your debts. You are about to retire. Don't enter into additional debt. Not only that, make sure you settle all your debts before you retire. Before you retire. All right. Thank you so much, sir. Then, of course, live safely. Live safely. Another important thing that I also got from his lecture. Doctor, you said, I have a lovely wife. I don't know her character now. By the time I retire, that is when you know the character of your spouse. And that's a beautiful one from Doctor. Put your hands together for Doctor. Put your hands together for him. Thank you, Doctor. Of course, by the time you retire, you are now full husband. Abi, they said full housewife, full house husband now. And that's why Madam will say, Oga, rice don't finish. Rice don't finish. Okay. Please, that's where you know the character of your spouse. Plan for that too. Plan for that too. Health issues will definitely come up when you retire. Will definitely come up. Begin to plan for that now. Begin to plan for that now. And Doctor, I believe government people are also online watching us and listening to your lecture. All those recommendations that we have given, and of course, I know it will be imbibed and corrective measures will be taken. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? People in the house, what do you think? about this lecture? Awesome, superb, superb. And those of you at home, in your different offices, what do you think too? And I believe you also enjoyed the lecture. If you did enjoy the lecture, I want to crave your indulgence to put your hands together for our facilitator, Dr. Adekoya Augustine, FCA. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The time is fast spent. We are gradually coming to an end of the program, and we cannot leave this arena without saying, giving a vote of thanks. And to do that, I want to invite Mrs. Raji Feyitola, FCA, to give vote of thanks. Put your hands together for her, please. Mrs. Raji Feyitola, vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Keamino. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, my professional colleagues. My doctor, thank you very much. My erudites, my senior professional colleagues, my oga at the top, my directors, thank you very much. We really appreciate you. Thank you for the time. Thank you. I hope everybody enjoys the topic. Well, I do enjoy the topic. I think my doctor is every one of us. I was looking at him when he was mentioning the years. My 69. My heart beat. I was like, is he talking to me? So for that, we are now preparing. He said we should start now. He said, keep saving. Keep saving. Invest in your assets, not liability. He said we should stop procrastination. Thank you very much for that. I think we are going to work on that. It's an high opening for us. Thank you, my Oga. We don't know. We are all sleeping, but now I think we have stand up to start our investments, not on the assets, not on buying Ashwebi. I think we'll stop this Ashwebi issue of every weekend. 40,000, 100,000. I'll tell my friends, we'll save all those money and see what we'll make before the end of our retirement. That is going to be a lot of things for us. He said we should have self-discipline and self-control. And that is where the Ashwebi things comes in. We should ignore some certain things that is not important to us. We should focus on the need, not on wants. The ones that are very, very important, the ones that are necessary to us, so that at the end of the day, what we will be taking when we retire will be enough for us. We should learn how to overlook some certain thing that is not necessary. We will do that, sir. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Thank you, my colleagues. I hope everybody enjoyed this. Thank you very much, sir. God be with you, sir.
Oh, it seems, yes, it seems for me, it looks as if we should not live here. Now we should create another topic and call the Babalao to come and deliver that again. But of course, he had so many schedule to take care of today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And to every participant online, you are so many. We cannot begin to, we can see all of you here. You are so many. Thank you so much. Abani Ukonda, Abdusalam, Omotayo, Adenike, Diatu, Afis Ajibike, Alaja Ishiak, Awelewa. Please, I'm just speaking randomly anyway. And of course, I can see my own guy here, Mr. Lamidi, YO. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Monisola Odeyemi, Oladele Sadeko, Olugbile Riscott, Oluwabumi. Oh, thank you so much. Peditin, Deborah, we recognize you. Shoba Wale, we are there. Tajuddin Mahmoud, of course, that's our director. We thank you. We thank you. Tijani Maruf, we thank you. Jide Olajide, Akibo Dorojoye, Dr. Okay, that's our doctor here. And Fatai Inyoda, all of you, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. And of course, we also want to say a very big thank you to the ESCO member of Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Lagos State Public Chapter, for putting this together. And of course, we say thank you. And of course, on behalf of the chairman, we say thank you to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have actually come to the close of this lecture. But before we go, we started with national anthem and Ican anthem. Of course, we're going to close with that. But that is after we have the closing prayer from Mrs. Akimo, FCA.
Let's pray. Father, in Jesus' name, our Lord and our God, we thank you so much, oh God, for today's opportunity, the grace you have given unto us. Oh Lord, we thank you for that educative lecture that we heard. We thank you for everything that went to all. We are going back to our daily work. Father, be with us in Jesus' name. Lord God, everything that we have learned today, may it be useful unto us in the name of Jesus. So that at the end of the day, we have every reason to be praising you forever and ever. In Jesus' name we pray.
National.
Bless God, I can fount of treasure in triumph of banner raised, standing stronger in harmony, building a land together. Dreams of a founding fathers, we are striving to attain our counting values that we share through all ages, be sustained. Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, noble Ican, your accuracy we cherish. We uphold your integrity.
All right, thank you. Till we meet again. Bye for now.